Hi, everybody. Welcome to our TribalHub webinar for today, Thursday, June 25th. We'll give everybody a minute to join before we get started. If you wouldn't mind using the chat and let us know where you guys are all dialing in from, that would be great. I am here today in our Gaylord TribalHub office in Northern Michigan. Beautiful summer day, hopefully developing outside here. And Bob from our IBM team is in Texas. Yeah,
Austin, Texas. That's correct.
Austin, Texas. All right. And where are you dialing in from?
Yeah, myself from Northern Virginia.
Northern Virginia. Okay. So we have some Southwest, some Northern, and some East Coast here. That's awesome.
And it's nice
Oh,
weather out here today.
is it awesome? I love it. I love it. All right, well, we will go ahead and get started today. Thank you for joining us. For those of you who don't know, my name is Michelle. I'm part of the TribalHub team. We are here with our webinar partners, IBM and Insight, for a session on sovereign connections, harmonizing legacy systems, and cloud-native integrations across tribal enterprises. I think this is going to be a great conversation. Talking through what a lot of people ask us about, a lot of things that we hear about when we're at our regional events and at TribalNet. So it's going to be a great conversation. Happy to get this started. Don't forget, everybody who's on the call, to use the chat to ask any questions you like. If you don't want to use the chat, you can use that Q&A function that will come right to us, and we'll make sure we answer the question after the presentation section of the webinar. But we really want this to be interactive, so please make sure to use those functions. Tomorrow you will receive an email from Zoom that holds a link to the video recording of this webinar that you can share with anyone on your team. So keep a lookout for that. It will also be posted on our TribalHub website. So with that, I am going to turn it over to you, Bob, and get this started.
Actually, Manoj is going to go first, then I'm going to follow.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry about that, Manoj.
yeah. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Let me know when you guys can see it.
Yep, looks good.
Okay, thanks. Good afternoon, everyone. In this session, we are going to see how IBM's integration platform can help you with data sovereignty, modernizing your legacy applications, and how to connect to cloud systems, and addressing all those with a single platform. Before jumping on to the presentation itself, a little introduction about myself. My name is Manoj Bandagonda, Solutions Architect with over 20 years of integration expertise. I have supported multiple commercial and federal agencies in the architecture and implementation of IBM integration platform. Just begin with the presentation here. Data really empowers everything that enterprise do, right? Like without data, you cannot really take any business decisions. So data is a primary goal here, how to basically take use of that data. But like that is only useful when multiple applications which you are dealing with is like dealt as a single data layer. I mean, like you can integrate those applications and leverage that data for your innovations or like for your modernization journey. So integration is a key, even though you have multiple applications and providing lots of useful data, only when you integrate, it becomes more useful. As I said, like integration is definitely a multifaceted problem. I mean, like you are dealing with like multiple applications on a day-to-day basis. Like there are like new applications popping up every day, and your application teams are building APIs, and you're also dealing with like events, business events happening, and then file exchange happening, and you're dealing with your business partners. Data is coming from everywhere, and it's not like hosted in one location or something like that. It is like spread across like private cloud, public cloud, or maybe some in hybrid nature, and some using different hyperscalers like AWS, Azure, and the data is basically everywhere. Okay, and you're also dealing with like legacy applications which really holds the important data which can help you take business decisions. So basically, your integration platform, whatever you're going to pick, should address all these things, able to connect to SaaS applications, connect to your private cloud environment, like deal with your applications, like all sorts of data need to be integrated. Let's see how IBM Web Methods hybrid integration can help this area. So introducing hybrid integration platform here, which is a unified integration platform with various capacities or capabilities around providing integration, addressing integration scenarios. So on the right side, you see a wheel with various capabilities. I'll walk you through with each one of them, starting with the apps here. So there is a as I was saying, like you are dealing with like hundreds of applications within your organizations, and you need to integrate those apps. So this layer basically helps you with connecting to those applications. The platform provides like over 600 plus like pre-built connectors and adapters, which simply enables you to configure and connect to those applications and get the data from those apps very easily without much coding. So that layer helps you with like application integration. And once you build those integrations, then now you want to expose securely to your like external partners or maybe external consumers, so that your data is like securely accessed. So that's where the API layer comes into picture, which is a API management layer, where you can go and build some policies around like threat protection or throttling, or build any additional business policy enforcement can be done here, so that you are securely exposing your data via APIs. So this API management layer helps with that. And then the next one is events and messaging. So obviously a lot of business events are happening on a day-to-day basis. Basically, whenever like a player at your casino starts playing it, you collect the data, and then that data is an event for your business decision. Like, okay, this particular player came in, played different types of games, that kind of information as a business event. So there is a layer for events and messaging, which helps you capture those events. And I'm jumping onto the right side here, B2B and files. So you are definitely dealing with like different business partners to collect their data. And you're also exchanging files via MFT. So this layer provides you both B2B and managed file transfer capability. And coming to the bottom here now, agents and LLMs. So all these capabilities, whether it is application integration or like API management, there is a agent available for it, so that like you can speed up your, like say you want to create an API. You don't have to really create from the scratch. You can leverage AI agents, which will basically create an API for you. You can also add in policy just by like you prompt or ask a question to the agent, and it will generate for you. So similarly, it can also build application integration utilizing the agents. So a single unified integration platform, you can install it on premises or in a private cloud, or leverage SaaS like IBM managed platform. Going a little deeper into the real implementation, right? Like what you see here is on the rightmost corner, you see mainframe system, which is like obviously a legacy system, but it holds really important data for any business. So, and you don't want to expose that to the left side here, which is a SaaS or cloud environment, but you want to leverage that data, which basically provides really deep insight into what's happening within your business. So this platform provides this middle, the blue box like web methods, which can be hosted very close to your mainframe or like any legacy application for that matter, like within your network. And then it can integrate or collect data from those mainframe systems. And then over a hybrid integration platform, what we have seen just now in the previous slide, you can connect to that web methods hybrid integration platform. And then you in that layer, you are connecting to various SaaS applications up here, or like maybe like some of your ERP systems or databases. So you're connecting those systems here and providing a single layer, like using this hybrid control plane where you can manage and monitor every aspect of your IT landscape. Moving to the next slide here, which provides an additional layer of like how you can really leverage this platform, right? On the top, you see various consumers starting from your partners or maybe some cloud applications, different portals, mobile applications, etc. Those are all connected to this blue layer, which is nothing but integration layer. And under that, what you see on the left is like your legacy mainframe systems. You are connecting using through like adapters, like an nDirects adapter or app links adapter. Like as I mentioned, we have over 600 plus adapters providing you connectivity to your applications there. So you are utilizing those adapters and connecting to your legacy systems here. But on the right side, what you see here is the modern cloud applications. So maybe you want to modernize, but you don't have enough resources or time to modernize each and every legacy application overnight, right? Like it takes time. So during that time in transition, you can leverage this platform right away. So you use this platform to connect to legacy systems, and slowly maybe you want to modernize one of these applications, bring it to the cloud side of it or like SaaS side of it. You can do that piece by piece, and your consumers are like totally unaware of that. That means they are simply dealing with this integration layer today. And even when you modernize entire like your legacy applications, if that is the plan, then the consumers are not affected basically because they're already started utilizing this integration layer in the middle. And moving to the next slide here, what you see here is from the initial slide, I showed you something called hybrid control plane. That means no matter where your integration layer is, whether it is like an application running on premises or some of the APIs like in a cloud environment, or maybe some events happening across the board, right? And some file exchange is happening. You want to basically minimize your operational basically burden or like the people who are dealing with the operations. You can reduce that by simply utilizing this hybrid control plane, which brings everything together in single pane of glass. What you see here is track the usage, like fix any runtime errors happening with your applications. You analyze which system is being utilized at the highest, and you can also add capabilities right from here. Like say you're dealing with APIs today, but like maybe you want to integrate a new cloud application. You can come here and simply add those capabilities. So this is a hybrid control plane, and an operational person can simply log in here and manage everything across like on premises, like or private cloud or like SaaS environments at one place. And now moving to the AI agent, definitely there is no presentation or discussion goes without discussing about the AI capabilities. So this platform brings a lot of AI capabilities here, starting from the integration agent powered by Watson X. Like what you can do with this is, yeah, you have like say two different applications you want to integrate. You simply provide the prompt that like what two applications you want to integrate, and then rest is taken care by the AI agent. It will build a workflow or an integration flow for you integrating those two applications. So integration agent, the AI agent will help you building integrations with less coding or with lesser development work. And similarly, we have another API agent which will help you building APIs, and then it can also add policies based on the information you provide to the AI agent. And the third one is very important one, the monitoring agent. So it can monitor automatically like whatever is happening within your environment. And you can also enable AI agent to basically fix some of the operational issues happen, like maybe some resources are going down and you need more resources. The AI agent can automatically take care of that without even manual intervention. So the monitoring AI agent addresses that capability. And then there is a last one, B2B agent. So if you are trying to add new partner, bring them on board, you can also do it with the help of AI agent there. So automation everywhere with the AI agents. You don't have to do everything manually, which reduces your operational resilience. Now, jumping on to your particular scenarios, right? Like the challenges that TribalNet may be facing today. Like as we were discussing, there are like fragmented systems, like data residing in different applications, but you want to basically get real-time information with reduced like manual reconciliation. Then that's when the Web Methods platform can help you with APIs and event-driven integration with those 600 plus connectors I mentioned. So you simply connect and get the data. So that way, the data is not anymore siloed. It's all like unified, and you can utilize for your business decisions. And the next one is like regulatory reporting. Obviously, whatever you're dealing with, like there may be a requirement to provide audit logging, whatever is happening, or what business data you're exchanging with your partners. That should be, first of all, should be secure to address the cybersecurity needs. So the platform provides a built-in encryption and access control so that not everyone can access it. Only like a zero trust framework you can build, and only allowed systems or people can access the data. And it also provides the logging you need for later on accessing what and look at what happened within your environment. And the next one is the real-time information you want from like players and insights for the personalization, or maybe you want to engage with players like on a real-time basis, offer some basically rewards or something like that. Then you need real-time data, and the platform can basically help you with that as well, connecting to your systems in a real time and providing you the data you need for taking real-time decisions there. And then the next one is securing data exchange. Obviously, we talked about B2B and MFT, managed file transfer. So you can secure those, like again, enforcing zero trust here and end-to-end encryption. The platform provides you the security you need so that your cybersecurity posture is basically strengthened with this platform. And the last one is legacy system dependency and the modernization. Obviously, like I've shown you how you can easily connect with like a legacy system like mainframe. You may have another legacy system, but like when we can connect to mainframe, we can connect to any other system. That's what I would like to convey there. So the platform enables you to connect any modern application, and at the same time, it can also connect to any legacy application and bring the data together to take business decisions easily. Why this platform? There are a few things to highlight. You can build integrations with less coding. As I said, you can either leverage AI agents, or like even when manually you want to code, there is like really drag and drop technology is available so that your business people can also build some integrations and workflows. So very easy to build integrations. And you can integrate anything. That means like whether it is an API or application, or like a file, or like you're integrating with your business partners. All those different types of integrations are supported by this platform. And then when it comes to the deployment, it provides a flexible deployment. You can deploy this platform very close to your like mainframe system, or like your legacy system, or like your on-premises. You can deploy that within your environment, or like you can leverage maybe private cloud environment. Like if you have some of the applications within maybe AWS or Azure, you can deploy this platform there. Or you want to utilize like IBM managed SaaS environment, that is also available. So very flexible deployment based on your needs. You can leverage that environment. And when it comes to the connectivity, the last bullet point here, I've already mentioned a couple of times, like we have so many adapters and connectors available to connect to any application out there, including your custom built applications. And key benefits that platform brings is obviously the flexibility and scalability. So maybe you have to like increase your resources or like your platform resources during holiday times. Then the platform need to basically scale up automatically. So the platform has that capability to scale up or down based on your needs. And when it comes to the security, as mentioned here, like you can enforce like user management, like only certain set of roles can access the system, or like it is all like you can enable like very granular level control who can access which data at what times. So it's secure and controlled system. And then we talked about the monitoring and observability. It provides like out of the box, like the hybrid control plane. No matter where your system is running, you can monitor and get all the information what is happening within your environment. And vendor agnostic integration. So no matter which application, cloud application you are utilizing, we can easily connect with that, okay, and provide you the data you need from those applications. And disaster recovery for business connectivity. So whether it is your on-premise environment or like SaaS, the platform can automatically recover, like add like additional layers of integration runtimes so that your end user is not affected anytime. So very highly available environment can be built with this platform based on your needs. And it is cost effective, and it is like it uses pre-built connectors and templates, and very easy to build your integration layer. I think that's what I have. And the last slide talks about the IBM. Why IBM? Obviously, it is like a global presence. Like we can provide any support you need in building applications or integrations. It is well trusted and secured platform, so that you are well addressing your cybersecurity needs and also data sovereignty here. I think that ends my presentation here. Maybe Bob, you want to take it from here, and we are going to address any questions at the end.
Okay, thank you,
Thanks.
Manoj.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Let me make sure I switch over correctly here, and I'll take on the next 20 minutes and make sure everyone can see my screen. Let me know when we're good to go.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, excellent. My part of this solution today is really covering a space called IT financial management, FinOps, and this fast-moving train called AI ops. So I'll take you through that today, some of the areas of interest on the market itself and what's been going on and who's out there solving the problem and getting their arms around all of their IT spend. It's a area that's of
Hey,
interest.
Bob, quick thing. Can you make it presenter mode? Because we are seeing the slides here. Yeah.
You're not seeing the
No,
slides.
no, we are seeing, but like not in a presentation mode. Like maybe switch to the presentation mode.
Okay, I thought I had it. Hold on. You're not seeing the slides at all?
No, no, we are seeing, but we are also seeing the next slide, the slides on it is not in a presentation mode. Yeah.
Okay. Um, Bear with me. Uh,
Maybe on the bottom, like yeah, yeah, you need to click that. Yep.
how about that?
Not yet. Did you click that? You went there, but I don't know.
Hold on. What is it showing? I'm sorry.
It's showing the first slide still, but like it's not in a presentation mode. We can see slide 2, 3, 4, and all of that.
View. Um, home. Let's see. What is this? This is presenter mode. So that's not showing the slides.
No, I think maybe let's go ahead. It's still not in a presenter mode, but I think it's okay. We can see it.
All right, hold on. It's showing presenter on my side. So slideshow. Which one of these?
Yeah,
Presenter view?
Yeah, we are not seeing your entire screen. We are only seeing PowerPoint, so we don't know which where you are clicking your cursor. Yeah,
Okay. What are you seeing now?
yeah, the same PowerPoint mode.
Sometimes when you on Zoom, it'll allow you to share specific screens. I'm just wondering if maybe it's sharing not the presentation mode screen.
How about this?
No, nothing changed. Yeah,
Same issue. How about this?
no,
How about this?
it's not changing anything. Yeah,
You're not seeing anything now. Okay.
yeah. Stop sharing, and maybe share it again. That
Yeah.
All right.
yeah.
Stop sharing. Does it stop sharing?
Yes.
Yep.
Uh, more. And now I can't share it all. Okay, hold on. Share.
Hmm.
I'll just share my screen and then I'll do
Perfect.
play from start. Can you see that?
Yeah, but can you click on that bottom like presentation mode again? Yeah, that one.
How about
Yes,
There
that?
you go.
now it works. Yes, thanks.
Okay. We had a false start there, people. I apologize.
Technology, hey?
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take you through a space called IT financial management. And the focus is, as I pointed out, IT spend, FinOps or cloud spend, and AI spend as well. So here's some of the issues that are going on that basically there's some headwinds that come with this space. One is if you look at the federal budget and what's going on now within this current year, a reduction in discretionary spending. I think a lot of folks are feeling that. So we're getting sort of squeezed a little bit and being asked to be more efficient in how we deliver our IT solutions to our end users and constituents. On top of that, a lot of these projects that are going on have been sliding right forever to the tune of about 85% of large federal IT modernization projects have either exceeded cost or their timing estimates. So on two fronts, we're sort of spending money and getting squeezed, and it puts us in a precarious position when we look at how do we do better budget spend and delivery of IT. And on top of that, if you look at where organizations are today, there's a lot of siloed systems of record, meaning that 65% of leaders out there say that siloed systems still persist between IT and finance. And on the CFO side of the house, they're trying to streamline the overall budget process so they can become more nimble. And so you kind of look at all this is that there's a lot going on. You've got some headwinds, you've got different personas, and you've got people sort of pressing you to do more with less. So the big focus that we as an organization have helped um, agencies, programs, departments use our solution for is to really understand where is my budget being spent? What is being focused on legacy IT, human capital, on-prem, hybrid, cloud, any software solution you might be investing in, hardware, software, for that fact. How do we capture and understand how to do better budget spend and delivery of IT? And then once we have that baseline, how can I shift funding to where I need it most? I would submit that most people's IT spend is they're hobbled by their legacy IT, operational and maintenance cost. In some agencies, it's to the tune of 85%. And there's not a lot of money available for modernization. The other thing that we know in working with the federal government is that um, IT budgets are much less than they are in the commercial world. So you have that to deal with as well. Although there are very big budgets, how do I make sure that I am driving every dollar in my investment decisions towards the mission that I am supporting? So a lot going on there. On top of that, there's the different personas that are kind of looking into all this, if you will. There's a CIO, CTO, program management offices, IRMs, different folks across the organization. Now there's FinOps and cloud folks, AI teams, DevSecOps, agile development. just a lot of people in the mix, and they're always looking at things through a different lens. So the whole focus of Aptio, and we were acquired by IBM about 3 years ago, is to really dissect your IT budget spend and planning, marry that up against your actuals, and then triangulate that against your vendor and contract management. So what have I budgeted for? What have I spent on? And what have I deployed? And a lot of times those are three wildly different worlds. And at the same breath, we're trying to get your arms around those investments. And then we really focus on what is the second area called business unit technology spend. I often call it unit consumption. Who is consuming the IT? This has become more paramount as we've looked into cloud and AI cost. Who is actually consuming that cloud spend? Who is actually using these tokens for any AI development? And the bigger issue is how is it actually driving value back into the organization? So how do we track that? How do we measure it? How do we manage it? And how do we actually shake out a lot of the waste that's going on? I would also say that most of the AI work right now is on the shadow IT side of things, where there's a lot of projects and testing that's going on that may or may not be related to the actual core mission of your organization. So, what we do as an organization is help you get visibility into that. And how we do it is through a few different lenses. FinOps is one for cloud. Another is TBM or technology business management for IT, financial management. And now AI ops is a focus of understanding the tokenomics of who's consuming what AI tools, technology, and look tracking all of that and managing all that. So ultimately, this requires a collaboration between IT, finance, and the end user consumers, the business owners, the application owners, and how do you triangulate that to get continuous alignment within your organization? So Aptio as a company, our focus is taking your data, and the beauty of our solution is that we're not another system of record. We're going to take your general ledger data, your IT service management data, your cloud service providers' bills, um, ticketing information, uh, total cost of ownership of your cloud spend, your storage spend, your data spend, your server spend, your large systems. We look at all that data and we align it to the TBM taxonomy. If you're familiar with that, it's something called cost pools, towers. Those are the base foundational units, but more importantly, app rationalization, app TCO. What is the cost of lifecycle management? That is probably the biggest thing that we help organizations with, understand their baseline of their existing spend and how do you actually understand the cost of managing and maintaining both employees, but systems and applications across the organization. So single source of truth. So what we've done as a company is that we've married a lot of these foundational standards into a single platform. So the notion is how do you do better invest? How do you do better build or development if you're doing agile or DevSecOps within your organization? How do I deploy this in a secure way, those applications and services? And how do I continually fine tune and manage all these things? Now, we do this through the lens of finance. So that is our focus. So we will ingest or track and manage natively within our solution your entire portfolio, your projects, your initiatives, your products. And then we marry that against the financials. So as you track and manage all this, we're going to look at budget commitments, obligations, and expenditures across every initiative that's going on within your organization. So with the underpinning of finance, there's a lot of benefits in doing that. So if you're in the world of cloud FinOps, which I'll get into a little bit more in a moment, we've helped organizations reduce their cloud spend. And there's wide percentages out there. I like to say 10% to be very conservative. So if you have $3-4 million in cloud spend, the notion of saving or optimizing $300,000 or $400,000 is real money. And we can do that in using what's called the FinOps principle, where we look at the bills, your cloud bills, we look at the tagging from those cloud bills, we look at where we can optimize and right size, but most importantly, how do we help you budget, plan, and forecast for the cloud? So in a multi sort of hybrid world out there, you have on-prem, you have hybrid, you have cloud. How do you get visibility across all of that landscape and sort of do what if analysis and planning where maybe I want to move 15 to 20% of my on-prem applications and services to the cloud over time? How do I track and manage that? How do I look at that through a budget planning and forecasting lens? And how do I redirect those IT investments in that direction? So we give you the latitude to do a lot of that what if analysis and planning throughout the solution. Another high return on investment in our federal benchmarking shows that we help organizations shift on average 4.5% of their O&M IT budget from O&M to DME. So let's say you have a $300 million IT budget and you're going to want to shift 4.5%. We can help you do that. So the outcome is, frankly, in that case, $12.5 million. We can help you shift from O&M to DME. So a lot of folks are, I would just say, misaligned. They budget for X, they spend on Y, and they deploy Z. And again, those are three wildly different worlds. And using TBM, we normalize all that data through Aptio, and we run the analytics to show you where you're misaligned and how you can tighten the screws over time to reduce that variance between your budget, spend, and delivery of IT. Along the way, we help organizations reduce their planning time, and they can also do a lot of inventory and application rationalization using our platform for better overall IT financial management. And then, as I mentioned earlier, folks go upstream with our solution to the portfolio and resource management so they can track every project, every initiative, and really look at the human capital side of the equation. So if you look at it, you have your projects, you have your people, you have your process, and you have the monies that sort of tie into all these things. That's what Aptio does for organizations. We do it for cloud, we do it for on-prem, we do it for hybrid, we do it for full life cycle management across the organizations. So getting a bit more onto the cloud side of things, because this is top of mind for a lot of organizations. It's called FinOps for a reason. There's two sides to the coin. There's the financial side, which is the cloud bills, where you would want to do cloud optimization from a financial perspective. So really getting into the cloud bills themselves. And how do we help organizations really give you a better seat at the table when you're talking to the cloud service providers? How do you negotiate a better rate? How do you understand if I have lots of different accounts out there? I have lots of master payer accounts. How do I consolidate that and go back to the cloud service providers and put together one new contract that gives you a better opportunity with them and helps further reduce cost? And then we get into visibility in multiple layers, understanding through tagging unit consumption, but we've also advanced into understanding container costs. So if you're doing a lot of DevSecOps or agile development, doing containers using Kubernetes, we can crack open those containers, understanding compute costs, network costs, GPU costs, break that down by tenant, by project, by program, by resource, really get under the hood and understand the different colors of money as well. So we can track and manage all of that if that's part of your world. And then ultimately it gets into cost governance. So how do you prevent people from doing things that might burn sort of through things very quickly? I see this with AI quite a bit. And people are burning through their budgets and they're not seeing the bills until many months later. So how do we get ahead of all that? So we first look at the cloud bills and we get into that, and then we get into the optimization side. On the ops side or operational side of FinOps, there's just two sides again, finance and operational side of things. We also have the key capability to help you understand the applications and services and break them down from a cost perspective. Now, I know there's lots of different tools out there, but a lot of the tools that are out in the marketplace are really focused on one area of optimization. Like if you did this, you could save X. And unfortunately, it's only looking at one piece of that application. It's usually like, well, if you reduce storage here, you can save money. And it doesn't sort of get into the overall full stack. It doesn't take into consideration like we do and understanding the compute, the networking, the application performance, the storage, everything that goes along with breaking down an application. So ultimately, we see a lot of folks that try and use these one-off tools in this space turn into a whack-a-mole situation where they try and reduce storage and it affects performance. Or the application, yes, would certainly slow down, or maybe costs escalate in another area for compensation of one change over another. So what we want to do is give you full visibility so you can make very intelligent decisions on how do you reduce costs further on both sides of the fence with our solution set, on the financial side and on the operational side, and looking at the comprehensive nature of all of your applications and how they interoperate with one another. So why do I get into this space? You've probably heard the story over the last few months and getting further into FinOps and cloud and tokens is that Uber, when I first heard about this article, burned through their entire AI budget in 4 months here in 2026. So I'm like, man, I wonder what their AI budget was that they burned through all of that. And I was thinking to myself, man, it's probably 300 or $400 million. It was $3.2 billion they had for an AI budget alone in 2026. And they burned through all of that in the first 4 months of this year. So by the end of April, $3.2 billion gone. And a lot of it was they didn't have the tools in place to manage, track, and understand the AI costs within the organization. So the nice thing about the Apptio solution set, not only do we look at the FinOps, both financial and operational, for the cloud bills, the container costs that I mentioned for DevSecOps or agile development, the operational side to reduce costs on application spend there as well, but also AI. We can actually break down the AI tokens, look into that, and understand where the AI spend is going and see whether it's driving value back into the organization. So, how do we know all this? Well, we tried it on ourselves. We actually took the Apptio solution, IBM CIO, brought it into IBM. We have $2.5 billion of IT spend within IBM as an organization. And we were able to reduce our spend by $600 million. That's over 20% of the IT budget was reduced. Now, I know in the federal government, we don't want to reduce any budget. That's why I'm very clear. We want to shift O&M monies to DME. We don't want your budget going down. We know that it's very hard to manage what's in front of you. So we're not looking for like IBM, we're a commercial company, so we do look for these reductions. But the value here is if we were a federal agency, we would shift that $600 million from O&M to DME. That's more than 20% within Apptio. For federal benchmarking, as I mentioned earlier, it's around 4.5%. I've seen higher, but I like to be conservative, so I say 4.5%. So use that benchmark when you look at your own organization. So we reduce a lot of infrastructure costs. We're able to save over $260 million in cloud spend within IBM. So we call this client zero. It's us. So we have great business and best practices on testing this out on our own. Now, on the federal side, who owns Apptio? Who's taking advantage of this platform and solution that I'm talking about? Department of Commerce. They started off with a couple smaller components within Commerce, and now they fanned out to Commerce wide. Now they have visibility into their entire $2.9 billion IT budget. And they just started getting into savings. They've identified $55 million in cost reductions and some minor savings as well. They've consolidated a lot of BI tools. Built into our platform is business intelligence. And so you don't have to go off and use Power BI or all these other tools you might have invested in. It's native to the solution set that we offer, both for cloud, IT spend, and for container costs as well. So Department of Commerce, great use case. Who else is out there? United States Air Force, managing their cloud spend with our FinOps solution. So huge cost savings, better visibility, better turn on results, who's consuming what, and reduction in cloud spend. Big win there for the United States Air Force. Veterans Affairs, $9 billion of IT spend. In the first few years alone, they were able to reduce and actually find about $300 million in programs that was trapped in their legacy IT that they can shift from that O&M to DME. And they're able to fund a lot of programs during COVID that they use those monies through using our platform to free up and understand where they had budgeted for X, spent on Y, and deployed Z, and get that full visibility across those parts of the organization to better manage their IT spend. So I'm really focused on FinOps these days, but again, look at all of our IT spend. What FinOps and what Apptio and IBM can help you with is really understand your cloud and IT investments. Make sure you're planning for them and they're being accounted for so you get full value across the board. Most organizations are sort of trapped in this vicious cycle of the legacy IT spend and then the silo world of budgeting and planning's over here. You send the money to the programs and projects or the CIOs and they spend it. And then the vendor and contract management teams are trying to keep track of everything. Again, we normalize all that data. We give you full visibility so you can track that burn down, budget commitments, obligations, and expenditures. So to that end, we want to give you full visibility for better investments, better innovations, better understanding through our portfolio and solution sets from IBM. And again, far right, we've used it on ourselves. We got a lot of best practices and high return on investment in using the Apptio solution. So I think now we're opening it up to questions and answers. And again, there's different ways of getting a live demonstration both our technologies, both for web methods and for the Apptio solution set. So that's available to all of you after the fact, and we can set up separate meetings to take you through demonstrations and more hands-on capability if that's something you'd like to do. But I think the next step here is to just open this up to questions may have been posed prior or may have popped up during the webinar itself.
Yeah. Um, the first question we have here, just wondering what were some of the hidden cost tribes often discover when they gain visibility into their, technology and cloud spending?
The biggest thing we find is duplicate contracts um, across the way. So consolidating those contracts is a big thing that we find.
Mm,
And then understanding unit consumption. If you know who's consuming what, you can have a conversation between IT and then the actual application and business users and help them understand the true cost of IT.
mhm,
A lot of folks think that IT is free. Here, there's a lot that goes into it, and most organizations are very careful with their spend, but the end user businesses are always asking for more, and they're looking for modernization. Yet you've got this tail of legacy IT that really hamstrings the organization. So it's really the baseline as well. What is my O&M and what is available to DME? Our development, modernization, and engineering is what DME stands for. And how can I free up more money to modernize? Those are the key insights that we see.
yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Looking ahead, the question is for both of you. What, for the other people on the call today, what trends do you think that tribes, specifically tribes, should be paying really close attention to now and why?
I don't know if you want to tackle that first, Manoj.
Yeah, so definitely like moving to cloud is one of the major one like everybody's dealing with right now. And as I presented, like it's easy like to move applications to cloud, but like the security need to be played like very important role there, right? Like how securely you are basically moving those applications. But you don't have to really like move all the applications to cloud. Like you do it based on like the need and how you're basically securing them. You can keep some of those applications on premises and provide a secure connectivity with the platforms like IBM integration platform, where you still hold on to your applications wherever they are, but also connect to the modern cloud applications at the same time.
Mhm.
That's a great point.
Mhm.
The other area we can help, Michelle, is we can give you the financials before you move to the cloud to see what would be the most economical cloud service provider to run that
Mhm.
application or workload in. The other big trend I'm seeing is AI, tracking and managing these tokens so you don't burn through your budget like Uber did, and getting a handle on that ahead of time so you have the right principles and technologies in place to help
Mhm.
you manage the costs and make sure they're being driven towards your mission goals and not just experimenting. There's a lot of experimenting going on right now with AI.
Yeah, which can be scary.
Very
Um,
inexpensive, yes.
yes. For, if you were to tell the tribes on the call today, if you were to give them like one major takeaway from this session today that they could go and like do this week immediately that would make a big difference, what would you say? What would you have them do?
So for me, like modernizing with limited resources, say if they want to modernize their environment or systems or integrations, they should focus on that and then leverage the platform available out there, like from IBM. Um, Basically, it helps you modernize your applications very easily with like AI in the mix, like helping you in each and every aspect. So that
Mm-hmm.
way, like when you're modernizing your application, it's very easy. Like API enable your applications using the API management platform and also leveraging AI for building integrations. So
Mm-hmm. Okay.
modernization, I would say, is the key.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on my side, I would say do a POV. They're free. Get a curve file for your cloud spend if you're already in the cloud. And if you, we can analyze that for you and show you where you can optimize and save a lot of money. Or there's another POV we offer where we can look at all of your applications through a API-based solutions and show you how to look at the entire stack and where we can optimize and reduce your costs there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Really help you free up more money at the end of the day.
Yeah, those are great.
One
That's
more thing
awesome.
I would like to highlight, Michelle, like I
Mhm.
think coming September, there is a TribalNet conference happening and IBM is also participating there. So if one of those folks coming there, we can directly talk through their requirements and address some of the
Mhm.
challenges. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point. There's the 2 day. I mean, you'll have 2 days on the trade show floor to be able to connect with you guys, and even beforehand. I'll make sure to include your emails and the follow-up that goes out with this. So if anyone on the call wanted to reach out to your team beforehand, that would be a great opportunity. I don't see any other questions in the Q&A or in the chat. So is there anything you'd like to wrap up with before we close out for the day?
We offer up IBM a lot of capabilities where people can prove things out before investing in any technology. So I would recommend you go there, although I'd like you to buy technology today. I think it's smart and prudent that we sit side by side with you and understand your requirements, direction, and make sure that we can meet you where you're headed. And so help us help you really at the end of the day.
Yeah, and to add to what Bob just mentioned, like the flexibility around like adopting this technology, right? Like it's a consumption based, and like you can start small and start seeing the results right away. You don't have to really go big bang. So that's another area they can touch.
Yeah, that's really important for tribes who come
Yeah,
in, all different sizes. They could be very small or very large. So that's great to know.
exactly.
On that, I think we are going to be able to wrap up today. So thank you very much, guys, for being here and for supporting this webinar. Again, you'll get a copy of it tomorrow in your inbox, and it will always live on our YouTube channel, and it will be on our website for the next 12 months. If you need anything in the meantime, before I see everybody at TribalNet, please reach out to us here at contact us at tribalhub.com. And with that, have a great day, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.